So I got some audio and video, family, of two no good anti-black Latino youths out there in California who did some despicable and sickening things to our young brother Carter LaShaw out there, a middle school student, and they were high school students. And they're not calling it racism, they're calling it bullying. But if you know, like I know, out there in California, there's a lot of anti-black Latinos out there who do everything from bothering black owned businesses to just doing a bunch of nonsense when it comes to the black folks out there. Not all of them Latinos, but a good bit of them do this. And to y'all black folks that want to run around here pushing this so-called black and brown narrative, there ain't no such thing. And truth be told, you sound foolish even pushing that narrative and need to remove those words from your vocabulary. So I got the audio and the video of it, family, and we going to slowly walk through and talk about this thing. Fair use. Excuse that dog in the background.
On the school and parents to take action. 17's Michaela Armstrong has the details.
People power is in full force here at Golden Valley High School, demanding action be taken against alleged student bullies. Students, family, and parents rallied for Olivier middle schooler Carter LaShaw, who was at the center of a video circulating on social media, allegedly showing LaShaw being bullied and forced to lick one of the individual's shoes.
Get down on the floor like that. You gotta do that.
Stop right there. Stop right there. That really got my blood boiling. That really makes me upset seeing this as a black man. They made our young brother get down there, and he actually got down there on his knees and licked their shoes. Then they had the nerve, the gall, and the audacity to slap our young brother. And message to my young black people out there that might be watching this, young black kids that might be watching my video. Never let no one denigrate, disrespect you, misuse and abuse you in such a way and mistreat you to make you get down there and lick someone's shoes or do anything to humiliate you. Be proud of being black. Stand up, pull your shoulders back, walk with your chest out, have some pride in being black. And even if that means you got to stand on truth to power and go toe to toe with, the bullies, the people that you face that are trying to suppress you and mistreat and misuse and abuse you. You might take a L, yeah, but that comes with the territory. You get up, you dust yourself off, you live another day, you win some and you're gonna lose some. Because truth be told, if this was my son coming home and he would have told me that somebody made him get down on the floor and lick his shoes and they slapped him, I would have hugged him at first, but then I would have been forced. I would have had no other choice. I would have been forced to chastise him, truth be told. I would have chastised him, then I would have showed him some more love because we can't have our black youth treated in such a way as this. And it was done for racism, and they ain't calling it racism. But if you ask me, these Latino teens had racist anti-black views on things, and they were displaying it here in this video. Because anytime that's about the most sickening and disgusting things. Anytime you tell somebody to get down there and lick your shoes, you ain't got no respect for them, and you ain't got no respect for their people. Truth be told, because they was probably taught this by their parents, these anti-black views, so they don't respect black people, if you ask me. But the news ain't saying this; it's calling it bullying. But this is why we need those black hate crimes bills put into law and effect, so it would deter these no good white supremacists and white supremacist wannabes from doing this kind of things to our people to hold them accountable. But let's continue on.
Reported the incident and she rushed outside to a sobbing LaShaw.
I thought I had got out there fast enough to prevent it, but turns out it had already happened. Just from the beginning to the end, I can only imagine what he felt in that moment.
Greenfield Union School District in a state.
I could only imagine as well. But bless that woman. She ran out there. She said she didn't get out there in time, but she tried to deter it from happening. And I can only imagine what he felt as well. He probably felt denigrated and felt like the lowest of the low. This is why I say, we got to start, making sure our youth are put up on game as to just how to protect themselves. Because it'll say it later on in this video. But this young brother was raised, and I don't know the mindset of him. And I'm not trying to be disparaging. But, we can't allow our youth to be treated in such a way because he was raised by his grandma. So I don't know the mindset of him and, as to, everything he's going through and things of that nature. But we can't have our youth treated like this. We need to start getting out there in the paint, teaching our youth how to defend themselves and how to combat some of these things that they are faced on a day-to-day basis, and how to stand up and be proud of their blackness and wear it as a badge of honor, and never back down from no type of fade, you know what I mean? Even if that regards you taking the L that day, but you'll get back up and you dust yourself off and you live another day, but your pride is still intact. We need to start teaching this to black youth, and if any of my black youth is out there listening, please don't let no one ever denigrate you and disrespect you in such a way as to make you get down on the floor and lick their shoes. Never let them disrespect you in any type of way. And but once again, I'm not trying to be disparaging of my young brother Carter because he's the victim in all of this. But I'm trying to use this as a teaching lesson so this don't happen to any more of my people. Let's continue on.
Said the incident, quote, involved one of their students and that it had, quote, initiated an investigation into the incident. However, according to LaShaw's family, the other students involved attend Golden Valley High School. But on Tuesday, it was clear that their alleged behavior.
See, I don't know if y'all caught that, family. These two Latino students attend the high school, and our brother Carter attends middle school. So they were just preying on the weak, being opportunists, like the cowardice white supremacists and collaborators do more often than not. They need a group of people around them to attack, and when they attack, it's mostly people that are defenseless and people that are weaker and smaller than them. Truth be told, but let's continue on.
It was not supported.
There should be no bullying allowed, no violence. Everybody is human beings. We all make mistakes. We all are flesh and blood. There should be no reason for someone to belittle a person when we're all humans at the end of the day. Simple. Yes, we're all humans.
That young sister right there, absolutely correct. And she went in, she spoke truth to power on that. You could tell it was a lot of emotion in her. She felt some kind of way about it. But they keep calling it racism. I mean, they keep calling my fault. They keep calling it bullying. We got to call this thing for what it is. It was racism. Them two Latino kids, and they don't want to push that narrative out there in the school district. They don't want to push that out there in the eyes of the public. But it was racism. These Latino kids did this because they didn't like black people, if you ask me. And I hear this goes on more often than not out there in California regarding these Latinos with their anti-black views on things. But let's continue.
Shaw's grandmother attended and told 17 News he will no longer walk home and that she wants justice.
They got to go to jail, because I don't care. They didn't care. Look what they did to him. How you going to make somebody lick your feet? Why would you do something like that? That's not right.
Kern High School District responded to the.
Yeah, that's not right. And yeah, they got to go to jail. They got to go to jail. I stand in agreement with what the grandmother said. And this young brother won't even be walking home no more. Probably traumatized him. This is why we got to teach our youth self-defense and how to stick up and protect themselves and prevent these kinds of things from happening. And it's just sad. And I want to send my regards out there to this brother Carter as well. But them two Latino youths they were talking about, I went back and did some of my homework. They're being held in the juvenile hall as of now, and they're being booked in on suspicion of battery, false imprisonment, and conspiracy. The police didn't release any of their pictures. I was trying to get their pictures, and it didn't release any of their names either because I guess they were minors. And truth be told, they need to start, releasing these minors' names that are doing these kind of heinous acts because they're old enough to know what they're doing and committing the act. So they should be held accountable and their picture should be put out there in the eyes of the public. But let's continue on.
In a statement saying, quote, the actions exhibited in the video are deeply disturbing and do not align with Golden Valley High School's values. We stand firmly against such behavior and do not tolerate bullying. The school district says it's working closely with BPD to address the incident appropriately. At Golden Valley High School, Michaela Armstrong, 17 News.
And an important.
Yeah, family, that's just a sad story. And it's sickening too as well. Anytime someone makes someone like the grandma was saying, get down there and lick someone's shoes, you need held accountable. If they got to go to jail, they got to go to jail. And we need to make sure these two anti-black Latinos get held accountable for their actions, truth be told, and not just get off with no damn slap on the wrist, how they seem to always do people when they come against black people and do some kind of nonsense to black people. They most of the time be protecting and looking out for these kinds of people. But this is why we need that black hate crimes bill as well, because what this would do is deter these no good white supremacists and wannabes from harming our people. But sometimes I'm starting to think they don't want to give a black hate crimes bill because, they don't want to hold these people accountable, because it will hold them accountable. They don't really want to deter none of this stuff from happening because they don't give a damn, if you ask me. So we got to start looking out for them, protecting our own, teaching our own, and raising them up, to defend themselves when they come, because we don't want it to happen. But, we live in a real world where they're going to come up against people that might not like them based off the color of their skin, and they need to know how to defend themselves and move accordingly. Because that really got me mad as a black man, seeing my young brother Carter get down there and lick someone's shoes, and then they had the nerve to slap my young brother, after he did it, denigrated him and disrespected him in that wicked way. They need held accountable. And I want to say once again, my heartfelt condolences go out to my brother Carter and the rest of his family. Hopefully, this didn't traumatize him too bad. He could bounce back, and maybe the family might want to get him, up on some game of maybe protecting himself and, schooling him in that way. Just my thoughts on the matter, but we need to deter these kinds of things from happening. We need to get that black hate crimes bill and stomp the yard for it. Peace.